WOVU 95.9 FM, Trey Modlin, news director, letting you know that there is a man in town who plans to revolutionize how our community connects with local businesses. He has an exciting new radio show and digital platform called I Got the Spot, and soon you're going to hear a lot more of him here on WOVU 95.9 FM. Our Voices United, mission-driven 24/7. So to talk more about I Got the Spot, we have Jason Cooper, creator and chief executive officer of IGotTheSpot.com. He's a marketing and advertisement ambassador. So, Jason, thank you so much for being here today. Talk about more about your platform, I Got the Spot.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, it's a platform, multi-verse platform that allows business owners of all walks of life to display themselves, tell their story, sort of like your business 15 minutes of fame, if you would say. With the new digital world, I'm thinking everyone can become a business owner. And if you know anything about life is business. So we have to tend to our business. And it allows you to have a online presence as well as the old brick and mortar. And, you know, the brick and mortars and the mom and pops, they've been getting a little slighted with all the internet traffic. So I'm going to bring the internet to them easy and accessible with the autonomy of all the things that the big businesses have. And that's kind of what my mission is for Cleveland, especially for Cleveland, because we have so many businesses, and when you're doing business, it's kind of hard for you to do other businesses, and marketing and advertising can be its business itself. So yeah, that's my goal and my aim for the website platform. And we offer a complete website platform of your own. So it's like a watering hole, it kind of draws us all in, but it also pulls in on the fact that we'll rank high because we all come together. It's like a team effort. Mm-hmm. So that should be great.
That's really good. So IGotTheSpot.com gives people an opportunity to give, like you said, their 15 minutes of fame about their businesses. It brings the internet to them. It offers, and you kind of hit on this. It's tough enough running a business as it is. I mean, some people have businesses as their job. Some people have it as a side hustle. So this seems like a pretty good way to make it to help people out being able to run and perform their own businesses. Now, how did you get started? Again, talking with Jason Cooper, creator and chief executive officer of IGotTheSpot.com. How did you get this started?
So I'm a tech enthusiast. So I've been the technology had to catch up with my ideal. I've been working on it since 2010, and because I knew it was necessary. I owned a business at one time, and I'm a little older. I can do some things on the computer, but I'm not that fast, and it takes hours in some cases. You don't know if you got to add right what you should be doing, and it's constantly changing along with the technology. I'm like, it would be great if we had a place where someone would do it all for you, and all you had to do was show up, tell them your story, drop your content, and let them form it for you and give you a present. And that's how we got started, And I put in an intellectual patent in the beginning, and everybody was like, but I couldn't get anyone to bring all the technicalities together because you're going to have the ability to actually make purchases on the site. One-time ads and everything. No one's dealing with the paper no more. You see a flyer, you don't even pay attention because you're too busy looking at your phone. So,
right.
Yeah, I wanted to bring the moms and pops up to speed in all actuality, because the average person that owns a business at this time, they're not in their still like school stage, if you would say, like where they want to go learn they're too busy running the business. They have too many responsibilities. Kids, work, the business, late hours, and advertising is, like we said, it's a business within itself. Yeah. So I've seen that need for the community, and I said, yeah, this is great. This is what we need now.
For sure. I mean, so this has been 15 years in the process, or in the making. And I'm also going to add tech enthusiast. Going to add that to your title as well. You should. I mean, like you said, it's everything is evolving about this. We love giving flyers, but the way things are, like you said, people aren't using them as much because everybody's looking at their phones, which we understand. It's tech is rapidly evolving, so we don't know everything about tech. There's so many things we don't know. Has learning the technology been one of the tougher parts of running I Got the Spot or getting started with that? Or have there been factors that have made it difficult to, or at least challenging to get the platform going?
I'm so glad you asked, because I actually went back to school. But the great part about going back to school, I fell in love again. So, oh my God, I went back to school. I learned so much, and it just put me where I need to be. It put everything in my lap to be able to do this and understand where the technology is going. So, in the beginning, it was a challenge. I started school in 2018. I just recently graduated, so that's how long I've been at it.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And it started with radio advertisement, and then I moved on to actually doing engineer work and working with the audio, and then everyone loves music. I got into that for a while. I did the whole thing, a little talent, and it became awesome, and it changed my life. And then I was thinking, I understand why the young folk are in love with it. It's a real opportunity for you to show up as yourself and tell your story once again. And we're past the old. You remember you used to go to the restaurant, you have the old ads on the placemat.
Yep.
That's over, So I'm like, they need to be able to do this on their own. And I mean, you have full control over your web page on the site. But once again, it's a watering hole. So I have Google involved, so all your Google placements show up. I mean, it's just awesome. It's actually revolutionary, to be honest. I worked with a great team. Like I said, I worked on it for a while. When I grew it up to actually get it done, that's how I got the intellectual patent, because the tech guys were telling me, no, you're gonna have to put some business behind this, because it's a little bit bigger than you think. And we just kept building out, and it's here. So yeah, and I think Cleveland will be having the first of something like this of this kind. You know what I'm saying? It actually takes us to a new place. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you originally from Cleveland?
Yes. Born and raised in Cleveland. Go Cleveland.
There we go. Everything. I mean, nothing like the hometown. Only thing I can't say is I wasn't born here, but I've pretty much lived my whole life here. Now, you mentioned, again, talking with Jason Cooper, creator and chief executive officer of IGotTheSpot.com. He's a marketing and advertising ambassador and a tech enthusiast, adding that title there. So for the rest of the interview. Now, you mentioned a couple of businesses and people you have worked with. You said you got Google involved. You said you have a great team. You are able to work with others to get the intellectual patent. What other people? What other potential business owners have you worked with throughout this process, if any?
Cleveland.com. The school, of course. Shout out to Ohio Media School. I love them. They changed my life. And a few local businesses that are just up and running. That's my goal. The quiet guys that no one sees. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to be honest here. Like, I learned about co-op, and if anybody's into big business, they know what co-op money is. They have tons of money set aside for advertising. So they just pay a big budget to run a big ad for them, tag a song to it. Small businesses do not understand that. We're still word of mouth, and that's not going to cut it in this time. Everything ad space. So why not fill that slot for the public that's working hard? I'm talking about your local restaurants, beauty salons,
right,
hair stores. Everybody needs to get in if you plan on to continue to do business, because the way we do business has changed totally. So yeah, and I just kept seeing it. I even we on the next tier when we build out, where we actually offer in-house digital boards because no one's doing menus anymore. So you can walk in, book your seat. Everybody's on the kiosk. Like that's the next tier stage coming along. So yeah, with the geofencing and all that is tied in. So this is going to be a great thing.
Yeah, and
Cleveland will be spearheading it. Hopefully, we'll move to the what is that? We'll move to the Midwest. We'll go to Chicago and Detroit with it and build this thing out. But right now, it's a Cleveland thing.
A couple of minutes ago, you mentioned you wanted to really start in Cleveland, big giving back to the hometown. Is this something you want to take nationwide eventually?
Yes, because you're on the internet. You can touch nationwide, and then that's what I explained to everyone. Okay. Yes, the local spots that open and they do business. They're doing business for services.
Mm-hmm.
They're limited here. But let's say you had a clothing store. You can reach people in other cities, other countries, and it's time we took our businesses global. Our communities are being able to take their business global now, and this gives them that presence. So funny. I'm going back to school to get my MBA, but it's with an international college. So, and they deal with nothing but businesses. So, hopefully, when I graduate here, I'm going to be able to take this thing, as we said, international. You know what I'm saying? And you can be here in Cleveland and you can sell something in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
You can sell in UK. You can make connections with people in China that's doing all the business and making all the goods. So, yeah.
You never know.
It's going to be awesome. Yes. We have to dream big, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're talking with Jason Cooper, creator and chief executive officer of IGotTheSpot.com. He's a marketing and advertising ambassador as well as a tech enthusiast. And starting this thing in Cleveland and wanting to expand to Chicago, Detroit, a couple of cities he named, nationwide, worldwide. Who knows where this will take us? Now, I'm on your website right now. Again, that is IGotTheSpot.com, spelled as it sounds, IGotTheSpot.com. And I'm seeing a picture collage of cars, organic products, lotions, and one point you've been hammering home is, younger people, like people look like in their 20s or 30s. So a little bit of, not saying it's limited to those, but it looks like you really are trying to reach, all sorts of different platforms, all sorts of different people. I'm seeing this, not just the pictures, but the video here as well. There's a dog that just passed Starfish. Yeah. So anything in particular that, it may be like asking who's your favorite kid, but anything in particular topic in particular that you like the most among others?
What I think is amazing, of course, it's for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the way down to, I even have a version where, we have our thrift store people, our garage sales. It's an opportunity for, if you don't have a business, you can do one-day ads. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or extend them for just a weekend. It's really putting us in the thick of things where they run them. But the most beautiful part about it is I'm going to offer where sell your music. So if you are an independent artist, you can create your page and you can sell your money directly. You don't have to mess with the big companies. You don't have to have a record deal. You just drive your traffic to your page. And once again, it's a watering hole. So imagine, how AI works now. You don't have to chase your clients and the people that want your product down anymore. You post it, someone looks it up, and they bring them directly to you. It just changes
Mm-hmm.
everything. But you have to have something set up for them to come, and this is what that is. I like to think of it as a watering hole. I can't think of it any greater. I mean, all types of business. If you're in your mom's garage and you're a carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just getting started, you can offer your services here. And I think that's what makes it great. Everyone is held at the same standard.
For sure.
Like a virtual yellow page, if you would say. And that lets you know my age when I say that. So
yeah, I know
yeah.
we still have some yellow pages in our house around, going back to the 2000s, the 2000 stands.
Yeah.
We just never threw them out. Although half of the addresses in there and phone numbers are probably, people have moved on, even if the phone numbers are still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and and one of your points of emphasis has been, like you just said, you don't have to chase down clients. like flyers are good occasionally, but flyers aren't going to do you much good if you're trying to communicate with somebody hundreds, thousands of miles away. So IGotTheSpot.com seems to be a great place for entrepreneurs, business owners, investors to be able to connect with each other. Now, will you also be personally connecting with every business that signs up to have a spot?
Yes. And that's where my end of the show comes on at, because I'm going to actually bring them out and sit them down and talk to them and talk about the woes and lows of running a business and the do's and the don'ts, because we're not informed in that area. If you don't know anyone that owns a business, you don't really know how to run a business and what it takes. So I want to bring that to the youth who don't understand. They have ideas, but when you don't know, you just don't know. So I want to bring in successful business owners, come down and sit and talk with us and tell us what to do, where to go, and how to do it. And that's what this is about. A community thing, actually. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. We have to do it for ourselves. No one's going to come in and save us. So we have to come together and push each other forward in order to all be successful.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially you said reaching down to the younger generation, be able to, show them the ropes to an extent. Because you never know who's watching, and you never know who will get that spark, just like you did 15 years ago, 2010. That's something I didn't actually think of before we started. Because I would imagine the website I Got the Spot is more geared toward adults and business owners and whatnot, but the angle about the kids being able to potentially learn from these is another one that would be another great benefit.
Yeah.
I'm sure that could be really rewarding for you, but what else has been really rewarding for you, Jason Cooper, about being able to run IGotTheSpot.com and be able to provide this platform for hundreds, thousands of individuals out there?
To be honest, to play my part in helping. Everyone wants to, you have your kids, you raise them, and that's a great job, but we have to get back to ours. And when I say ours, I mean the collective on a whole. We're doing this show, it'll be in the archives. It'll spark someone else to chase their dreams, but don't have the middle. A lot of times we know what we want, we have an ideal, and we know what the end result is, but we don't understand what it takes during the middle. And I want to provide that area, just oil the gears so the engine can keep running. And the rest of the world is moving forward. And for us to establish some type of generational wealth, or however you would say it, we have to go in business for ourselves. Great part about the website is you can still work your job, and the website could still go on. You know what I'm saying? As you're building up, you can have the website so your side hustle don't break your back. You already breaking your back the early hours of the day, and then you get off and you have to if you had the website, you can come home and you've sold 30 products. I mean, it's like bringing Amazon to the neighborhood in a sense.
No, that is definitely a benefit. It's like you said, it's hard enough being able to run a side hustle on top of your own job. That is, if the two are separated. However, this seems to be a great place to, great platform for people to just be able to, have another option out there to reach out to others and states and countries when it gets to that point. Not if, but when. Now, I see a countdown at the very bottom of the page. What is going on with that? What's coming up?
Because I want to do a great celebration. We're saving the actual launch until we get a particular number of clients built up so we can all launch at the same time and have a big celebration. And I plan on recording, and we're going to throw somewhat of a soiree and celebrate everyone. I like to add, too, every month we're going to host a business on the front of the page, so you'll get a whole lineup, and that'll be your marketing campaign pushing you forward. So I want to walk everyone through the door greeting them with, "Hey, let me advertise for you. Let me push you for a month. Let me get you out there. Let me get you seen. But I'm going to let you do it in your voice."
All right, so that is something to look forward to every month, hosting a business to let the on the page IGotTheSpot.com to let people know what's going on, and then I'm guessing after this one launches in about a month, the countdown will restart again for the next one. So it'll be a recurring item there.
No. Actually,
go ahead.
After this launch, it goes grand scale. But
gotcha.
We'll do that on the back end. We'll bring you in when you're ready to say, "Oh, I'm ready to tell my whole story." I'll come out. We're going to record. And here's the great thing about it: you can post to your page or your website just like you do social media. So let's say mid-range, you can go in and say, "Hey, I just got a new product in. I want to let everyone know about it." You do not have to wait. You go straight to your webpage and you begin telling your story. But this is going to be on a grand production for clients who are ready to say, like, a grand opening, or they're running a special, or they're having an event. That's the great part about it.
Now, how can investors, business entrepreneurs, from now until this launch, how can people reach out to you?
I got the spot legacy at gmail.com. Jason Cooper, huh?
Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
I got the spot legacy at gmail.com. So that's if people have questions. So you can reach out to Jason Cooper. Again, he is the creator and chief executive officer of IGotTheSpot.com, marketing and advertising ambassador, as well as a tech enthusiast. What advice would you give to somebody who's wanted to start their own business, especially somebody who, like in your case, you said this has been in the making for 15 years. You also went back to school to gain more tools to be able to make this possible. You learn more about technology. What other advice would you give in somebody who's aspiring to start their own business, even if it's not going as quickly as they may want it to?
Never stop learning. Be willing. That's the key. Just open your mind up to learning new things. Continue to want to learn. And the most important fact, if you thought of it, it's necessary. That's the honest God truth. It comes up in your mind as something that you think you may want. The world is vast. Someone else needs to say, start up on.
Very good. Jason Cooper, creator and chief executive officer of IGotTheSpot.com, marketing and advertising ambassador, and tech enthusiast. Thank you so much for joining us here on WOVU 95.9 FM, and we look forward to hearing from you very soon. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
All right, WOVU 95.9 FM, our voices united, mission driven 24/7. Keep it locked.